very warm welcome. I am Gushin Galan and you're watching Firstpost. In the next few minutes, I get you the top 40 updates from around the world, only here on Fast and Factual. Let's get started. First in from South Asia, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired a Union Cabinet meeting earlier today. This was his first meeting after the ceasefire with Pakistan on May 10th. The meeting likely focused on the aftermath of Operation Sindoor that was launched against Pakistan in response to the Pahalgam terror attack. Prime Minister Modi also led a meeting of the Cabinet Committee on Security. He was joined by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Home Minister Amit Shah, and the latest security situation was assessed during the meeting. India expelled a Pakistani diplomat posted at the Pakistan High Commission in New Delhi for allegedly having involvement in espionage. The government declared him person grata and ordered him to leave the country within 24 hours. New Delhi has officially denied the US President Donald Trump's claim that he got a ceasefire brokered between India and Pakistan. India's Ministry of External Affairs stated that the understanding was worked out between the two countries. It also stated that a request for this was made by Pakistan High Commission. India's External Affairs Ministry lauded the armed forces. The Pakistan High Commission. India's External Affairs Ministry lauded the armed forces. The ministry stated that the armed forces might compel Pakistan to stop firing. It added that Pakistan was willing to stop its military action after Indian forces launched an attack on its Air Force bases. With this, the External Affairs Ministry said that India's policy on Jammu and Kashmir remains unchanged. India's top defence chiefs met at President Draupadi Murmu at the Rashtrapati Bhavan earlier today. They briefed her on Operation Sindoor, a campaign that India initiated to strike Pakistani terror hideouts. It was in response to the Pahalgam terror attack in Kashmir. President Murmu praised the success of the Indian armed forces. Indian forces blew up Pakistan's forward posts along the line of control. These posts were often used to launch cross-border firing. A video that has been released also shows moments from fighting following Operation Sindoor. India hit multiple air bases in Pakistan during Operation Sindoor, leaving runways, hangars and buildings damaged. Released satellite images reveal the extent of damage inflicted upon Pakistan's Sukur Air Base in Sindh and Noor Khan Air Base in Rawalpindi. India had launched Operation Sindoor against Pakistan on May 7th in response to the Pahalgam terror attack. A ship with over 20 Pakistani members reached at a port in the Indian state of Odisha. Due to rising India-Pakistan tensions, they were not allowed to step ashore. The vessel flagged under Hong Kong was carrying crude oil for Indian Oil's refinery. Extra security was put in place after the presence of Pakistani nationals was confirmed. The Grand Tiranga Yatra began across India on Tuesday. The motive behind the event is to honor the valor of Indian soldiers and inform citizens about the success of Operation Sindoor. The Yatra began with a symbolic march featuring a 108 feet tall national flag and will continue until May 23. The Indian government has enhanced the security coverage for External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. According to government sources, a bulletproof vehicle has been added to his convoy. Jaishankar recently holds Z+ security armed protection. A captured border security force soldier returned to India earlier today. He was held by Pakistan since April 23. The BSF soldier was handed back at the Atari-Wagah border. He had accidentally crossed the border and stepped on Pakistani territory while on duty. A BSF soldier who was wounded in Pakistan shelling at the Jammu and Kashmir border succumbed to his injuries and his body is likely to reach his native village Badharia. Ram Babu Prasad, a resident of Wasilpur village in Siwan district, was critically injured during Pakistani shelling on May 9th. Indian security forces seized a cache of arms and ammunition from LET terrorists killed in Keller area of Jammu and Kashmir Shopian district on May 13th. The recovery came after a fierce encounter bolstering ongoing counter-terrorism efforts in the region. Omar Abdullah, the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, visited Uri after a recent Pakistani shelling. He met affected residents and acknowledged their suffering and courage. He posted on X saying people in border villages are going through personal loss and pain. On to business and tech news now. Asian stocks edge higher as easing US inflation data lifts hopes for a potential rate cut later this year by the Federal Reserve. MSCI's broadest Asia-Pacific index outside Japan rises 0.9%, while Hong Kong's Hang Seng gains on strong results from JD.com. Japan's Nikkei dropped 0.7%, reversing a 1.4% jump earlier in the day, as investors remain cautious over trade uncertainties. United Health Group announces a leadership shakeup as Andrew Whitty steps down as CEO for personal reasons. The largest US health insurer by revenue also suspends its projections for the year, citing higher than expected medical costs. The leadership change comes after a year of major challenges, including a cyber attack, rising healthcare demand, and operational pressures. Plane maker Boeing says it delivered 45 commercial jets in April, nearly double the number from the same month last year. This comes as years of crisis and production problems have left Boeing heavily saddled with debt. However, in contrast, Boeing's European rival Airbus last week said it delivered 56 jets in April. A new report suggests that international travel spending in the US is expected to decline by about 7% or $12.5 billion this year. This comes as political factors, including unpopular policies from the administration of President Donald Trump and a stronger US dollar, prompt foreign visitors to opt for other countries. Manufacturing company Carrier Global announces a $1 billion investment in the US over the next 5 years, aiming to expand domestic production and create 4,000 jobs. The move follows President Donald Trump's policies encouraging companies to manufacture within the US, with Carrier focusing on construction of a new site to support production of heat pump and battery components. In quarterly results, sportswear maker Under Armour says it plans to raise prices on some of its products as it looks to cushion a hit from looming tariffs imposed by Trump administration. The company says it will also diversify its supply chain across countries that are relatively facing lower levies. Microsoft says it is laying off less than 3% of its workforce, or around 6,000 employees. This as the company, the tech giant, looks to rein in the costs while funneling billions of dollars into its ambitious bet on artificial intelligence. The cuts will be across all levels and geographies and are likely the largest since the company laid off 10,000 employees in 2023. Several US tech firms, including Nvidia, Qualcomm, and chip designer Advanced Micro Devices, announced artificial intelligence deal in West Asia. This as US President Donald Trump secures $600 billion in commitments from Saudi Arabia to US companies during a tour to the Gulf states. Among the biggest deals, Nvidia says it will sell hundreds and thousands of AI chips in Saudi Arabia, while AMD and Qualcomm also form key collaborations. Apple announces a range of new accessibility features coming later this year, aimed at improving device use for people with visual impairments. The updates include a Braille note taker for iPhone, iPad, Mac, and mixed reality headsets Vision Pro, along with enhanced zoom capabilities for the Vision Pro's camera system. And South Korea's Samsung Electronics agrees to buy Flag Group, a German maker of air conditioning and heating systems, for over $1.5 billion in its biggest acquisition in 8 years. This comes as Samsung aims to tap demand for data centers for artificial intelligence projects, which require stable cooling. Moving to sports, we begin with cricket. Veteran cricketer Anil Kumble slams BCCI for allegedly mishandling Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma's sudden test retirements. Both senior batters quit tests within 5 days just before the England tour squad selection. Kumble warns of a major void in the test team ahead of the crucial England series. Cricket South Africa clarifies that it expects its players involved in the ongoing Indian Premier League to return home by May 26th. This is because of their upcoming World Test Championship final against Australia, scheduled to be held on June 11th. The IPL matches have been rescheduled after 1 week pause imposed due to India-Pakistan tensions. However, the Cricket South Africa is unwilling to compromise on the return dates of its key players. Reports say Manchester City have contacted AC Milan to express an interest in signing Tiani Reinders. Talks over a deal for the 26-year-old midfielder are at an early stage and a formal offer is yet to be sent. The Premier League side are hopeful that an agreement can be reached to recruit Reinders. Manchester United's under-18 head coach Adam Lawrence is set to depart at the end of this season. The Lawrence led United under-18 to 3 trophies last year, winning the Premier League regional and national titles as well as the Premier League Cup. In a statement, Lawrence said it has been a privilege to witness the growth of the youngsters as people as well as players. Everton says they will keep Goodson Park as a new home for the women's team. With this, the 133-year-old stadium will become the UK's first major standalone stadium dedicated solely to a women's team. Reports say Barcelona will pursue the renewal of contract of midfielder Frenkie de Jong. This as Barcelona president Joan Laporta has reportedly given his approval for the club to push ahead with Dutch midfielder's contract extension. In tennis, Andy Murray and Novak Djokovic announced the end of their coaching partnership after just 6 months. Murray confirmed that he had left his role as Djokovic's coach. The Murray-Djokovic partnership end comes ahead of the French Open. The pair had previously planned to continue working together at Roland Garros. Men's world number 8 Alex de Minaur crashed out of the Italian Open. The Australian lost out to American Tommy Paul 5-7, 3-6 in the round of 16. De Minaur finished with 49 unforced errors in one of his worst games this year. Women's world number 42, Peyton Stearns entered the Italian Open semi-finals. The American beat Ukraine's Elena Svitolina 6-2, 4-6, 7-6 in the quarter-finals. Stearns will take place top Italian star Jasmine Paolini in the semi-finals on Thursday. And with her quarter-final victory in the Italian Open, Peyton Stearns etched her name in the tennis history. Stearns became the first player in the Open era to win 3 consecutive WTA main draw matches in third set tie breaks. And finally, from the world of showbiz, Hollywood legend Robert De Niro called Trump a Philistine president, an enemy of arts. He made the comments while accepting an honorary award at the Cannes Film Festival. De Niro warned that US democracy is under threat under Trump's leadership. Halle Berry said she had to switch her dress last minute due to new Cannes Film Festival rules. Her dress had a long train, which is now banned. Under the new rules, Cannes had barred nudity and voluminous outfits. Organizers can stop any celebrity from walking the red carpet if they break the rules. Singer Celine Dion appeared in a short video during the Eurovision Song Contest semi-final. She didn't perform but sent a message thanking Switzerland, the country she represented. She participated when the contest back in 1988. Many fans had hoped she would return to the stage since this year's Eurovision is being hosted in Switzerland. Reality star Kim Kardashian gave an emotional testimony in France. The case pertains to a robbery that happened in 2016. She said armed men broke into her Paris hotel room during the Paris Fashion Week and stole jewelry worth $9 million. Kardashian said she thought she was going to be shot and killed. And American rapper 50 Cent is going on a music tour called the Legacy Tour this summer. It begins in Germany on June 8th and ends in Poland on August 10th. He will perform in several countries including England, Morocco, France and Switzerland. Cent will also celebrate his 50th birthday with a special concert in Dublin. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us. I am Gushin Galan and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Stay informed and stay tuned to First Post.